Once we have reached the end, we find the door for the diematic, and now we're going to use the metal into the diematic's door, which will allow us to open it and go inside of it. Once we are inside, we're using the battery that we got from the chief, which I made a mistake first. You must check the vicinity first, and then you can actually use the battery. Once you put the battery in, the lights come on, and now hit the lever. By hitting the lever, you pull it, hit it again, and it starts. Now that we are actually inside of the diematic, you want to start moving forward a few times. As you continue moving forward, you'll see the big tree, and then we'll run into the minister's diematics. Once you've come face to face with it, you're going to have to fight it. Now, just like the other battles, we're going to have to do a rock, paper, scissors duel against it. Every time you win, look right first, then win the next one, and then look left. Keep alternating your pattern, looking right and left, and you should be able to finish it off. Once you've defeated the first one, we're now actually going to face Minister Pumpkin himself. Now that we've run into him, we're going to have to fight him. His pattern goes, he's going to look right first, then left, and then right twice in a row. Once you have defeated Minister Pumpkin, he's of course going to run away. You haven't quite defeated him yet. And then we're going to come to the big giant tree. Now we're at the tree, we're going to check the vicinity. Then check the trunk of the tree. You'll see that it's huge. Check the branch. Check the leaves, and then finally check the root. I'll tell you that there's some strange grass here, so take some of it. And it tells you that it must be chameleon grass. Then check the ground where you are, and you'll find the right half of the instructions. Once you've taken them, you can now read the instructions, and it tells you how to use the chameleon grass. How convenient. You have to use the chameleon grass, and what it does is it turns you into whatever you're thinking about. So Percy and Sir Cucumber are going to eat some, think about farmies, thus turning into one, so that we can now enter in to Sville, which is the home base of Minister Pumpkin. So now in this level, we are in the western setting style town of Sville. Check around first, and we'll see 3 wanderers. Talk to the squash first, then use the crest to show it to him. By showing the crest, you'll see that you're really not a farmie and that you're actually with the resistance. Talk to him again, and I'll tell you that there's a rumor that someone's here to save Princess Tomato, and that obviously is you, and he tells you about a secret passage on P Street. Check the right shop and you find out that's actually a bar, and then move towards the bar. Check the customers to see which each of them are called. Then talk to George first. Then talk to Ron. And then finally talk to Dan. I'm not sure if it really matters which order you talk to them, but after you've talked to each of them, you can try to use the crest on Ron, but it'll tell you not here. Leave the bar and head back to the streets of Sville, and now go over to P Street. Once there, check out the Wanderer who is here. We see EP and DR. Talk to DR first. He tells you that he hates farmies, then use the crest, and you'll show it to him, in which case you can then talk to DR, and since he knows you're a resistance member, he'll actually talk to you. He'll tell you that someone has actually started to dig a tunnel, as well as to go meet up with the old lady right around the corner. So we then head there. Give the old lady the medicine, which she needed, then check out the ground right around her to find a gold coin and take it. Now we're going to leave the old lady for now, head back to P Street, talk to EP this time, and he can give you some information, but it's going to cost gold. We now have that gold, so give it to him. Once you've given him the gold, move away from him, and now we're going to the bar. Once you are inside the bar, you can talk to George and Dan, and you'll find out that both of them are pretty out of it right now. Dan laughs, and George just is sleeping. You talk to Ron a few times. He tells you that those two are actually helping the minister, and that the minister's holding the princess in the castle. Move back outside of the bar, then move back in, and talk to Ron again. He'll say, "Long live the resistance," and he found a key that was in the castle garden that's going to go to a room inside the castle, but he doesn't know which one. Talk to him again, and he gives you the key. Now that we have that, we can leave him, and we're going to actually go back to the old lady. So head back to P Street, and then go around the corner to the old woman. Talk to her, and she'll tell you that there's a passage on P Street, but it isn't completed, so be sure to take some tools. Talk to her a couple more times, and she'll give you the actual pattern to take once you're in the tunnel to get through it. Once we're back at P Street, we can now actually go inside of the passage. Once we are inside the tunnel, it's very similar to the other mazes that we've gone through, and that it's totally dark inside. If you follow her exact directions, you'll make it through very easily. Percy gets confused and tells you pretty much the wrong direction, so just don't listen to him and make sure that you wrote down the path that the old lady told you about. Once you've gone the correct way, you'll reach the end of it, which leads to a door. We'll be able to enter the door, which will lead inside of the castle and complete level 7, taking us to level 8. Now level 8 is really the last level of the game. There's one more after that, but it's very short in comparison to even any of the levels that we've already dealt with in the game. So this is kind of really like the real climax of the game. Now with this also being the last level, it's also probably the toughest to navigate. We start off in this room, kind of like the storage area, and we're going to take the oil pot. Then you're going to look around, you're going to see that there's a chain underneath the pine tar pot, as well as a mirror underneath the oil pot. Take the chain, then move towards the exit. Now you're in this long corridor with a lot of rooms. Go to the near right door, and try to go inside. You'll see that it's locked. Move back away from it, and you'll see that someone's actually opening the door. Here we meet the princess's chambermaid. She informs us that all the farmies are currently at the festival, and that the princess is taking a shower. Move away from her, and now we're back at the door. Move back to the hallway, and now move to the far left door, which is the bathroom door, and go inside. Once inside, you'll see that it's the royal shower room. Then you want to hit the shower door. The random person inside will peek their head out and tell you that the princess has gone for a walk in the garden. With that information, we can now head back to the corridor. Once back there, you actually want to move to the far right door. Once we are there, we want to use the key. It'll fit, and it'll allow us to open up the door. But the key ends up getting stuck in the keyhole, so we can't take it back out. But the door's open, so we can enter it. The room is pretty dark, full of cobwebs, so you want to check around. You'll see the cobwebs, and check the vicinity. You'll see the desk. Checking the desk will then reveal that there's drawers and a whole lot of other stuff going on this desk. Check the paper, and you'll see that's a letter from Minister Pumpkin's son to Minister Pumpkin. Once we have done that, we leave that room and go back to the main corridor. Now we're going to be heading forward to a second set of doors and another corridor. When you turn left, it leads outside to the garden area. You'll look around, but you'll see that there's a pond. Check the pond, and you'll see that it's surrounded by moss and it's pretty slippery. Percy ends up falling into the water, and you're going to have to help him out. So use the water wings, or throw him the water wings, and he'll be able to get out. But once he comes out, he says he found something. It's some kind of ornament, so now you have that. Take some water as well. Once you've taken the water, and you have that ornament, now go back to the corridor. Once you're back here, turn right. This ends up leading to a corridor. You can see there's a shadow coming, but use the ornament and you throw it. Once you throw it, he'll notice you, come to